I think I've been in town for like a month now.
You haven't been back up to the house?
No, Stump has every week, but I just haven't been able to go because of weekend stuff, and then between appointments and stuff we've had over the other plans that we've had, he's kind of been going back and forth, and he's still working Mondays and Fridays from the house, and
But he comes in on the weekend and does stuff with
yeah, band or something.
yeah, right. Yeah.
So, but I think it's been like a month since I've been back.
Is Okie stay with Stump or is he with you?
He's been staying with me. He normally would stay with Stump, but he's been staying with me, probably because he had been sick, and so we were trying to.
Oh, poor Okie. What was the matter with him?
He got kennel cough back like in February, and then but he kept having like a kind of an after sort of cough. They kept it just in the last couple of days. It's finally gone.
Huh. Is that kind of a viral thing that when you put him in boarding or whatever?
That's exactly what it is. And they have the shots for it. He's always had them, but that it's kind of like a flu shot. It doesn't necessarily keep it from getting,
Where
whatever.
were you in February? No, you went.
It's when he goes to daycare.
Oh, I see. It's not okay. You didn't kennel him. He went to, okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes complete sense, right?
Yeah,
I thought one of the things we should talk about today, then you tell me what you think.
Tell you why you're wrong.
Tell me what I'm wrong. I thought we should talk about Compass being number one. I mean, I like you sent that out to my client base, the announcement, and had a very enthusiastic response. So I think it's something that is interesting that we could maybe chat about, and why you and I are excited about it. I think it's because of the culture and the home that we found at Compass, which is very unique and different and interesting. And I thought we could maybe talk about that a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, so the trade journals have just come out this past week or maybe 2 weeks. Compass has actually surpassed mega corporation Realogy in total closed volume in 2021. I think I've got the do I have the actual numbers here? I'm sure I do here. Compass closed let's call it 254 billion, and Realogy is number 2, closed 244 billion in total volumes, closed volume. The number 3 is Home Services of America, which is Warren Buffett's company, and they closed just under 200 billion.
Well, the interesting thing, of course, most people wouldn't know what Realogy is, so you have to.
Right, yeah. So Realogy is actually the parent corporation for all these mega brands. Century 21, they own Coldwell Banker, they own Sotheby's, where you and I had been prior to Compass.
Better Homes and Gardens.
Better Homes and Gardens, Corcoran Real Estate out of New York. Well, I guess Corcoran's not just in New York anymore, but they were out of New York City. But Realogy, how do you say it? Realogy,
yeah.
That has almost 200,000 agents nationwide, because it's just a mega corporation. Whereas Compass has, I think they were saying recently that we're up to about 26,000 now nationwide. And so 200,000, I mean, they have almost 10 times more agents than we do.
It's pretty, I mean, we knew we were doing well, and we knew, Compass's and Robert Refkin's strategy was working, but I think that was a shock to most of us to still outsell any of those individual brands would not have been surprising. Even even though most of those brands are in more markets with more agents. But to outsell the parent company with all of those brands combined was a little surprising. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, and they've been number one for, I don't know, 20 years, I think, or something like that.
And individually, those companies have been around for, 100 years to 200 years,
Yeah, Coldwell Banker's been around for, I don't think Sotheby's came around sometime in the 70s, as I recall, when we were
as a
there.
real estate, as a real
As a
estate.
real estate, yeah. I mean, the auction company, of course, has been
Of course,
around.
it's the oldest traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, though.
Sotheby's?
Yeah, the auction.
The
part.
auction house, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's been around, the name has been around forever. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's and for a 10-year-old company, in two of those first 2 years, they were only doing rentals in New York. So really,
Well, we're not even 10 years old. We're only 9 years old, right? So we've actually only been selling real estate for 7 years, right?
only 4.5 in Chicago and a few years in most of those markets. So, but
Have we been in Chicago 4.5 years?
well, it was November of 2017. Yeah. So yeah, 4.5, almost 4.5.
Okay. I'm trying to remember the party they had. They always have our annual.
Well, our 4-year anniversary when we did the holiday party at House of Blues.
Yeah, that was such a great party. I hope they do it there again next year.
I did too. It was a great venue for it.
But I think the reason why we as as individual agents are excited about that is because really, what does it have to do with us as in our day-to-day business and whatnot? But I think the reason why we're excited about it is because of Robert Refkin's vision and that he had for the industry and how it's proving out and how his vision is actually to support the agents and create a technology platform that allows us to be better agents, essentially, which is in the industry, that's, believe it or not, a pretty radical idea. So, when I was a new agent, it was all about the brokerage. And you went to a brokerage, they were responsible for the marketing. You were just kind of like somebody to be there to answer the phone when it rang and service the clients. There wasn't the sense of building relationships with clients and being an advisor and being a consultant. It was strictly put the property on the market, run the ads in the paper. In those days, we actually did ads in the paper. And that was the broker's responsibility to do that, to pay for that. And our job was to sit there and answer the phone when it rang. So I think that that's been an interesting evolution of our industry, and interesting that these other mega corporations, and Redfin too actually was on this list. I was surprised. Redfin's volume was 53 billion, but those companies are not in business to support the agents. They're in business, for their own bottom line, basically. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, the tech part of it was is big, but for me, the most important, but also kind of moving part of this was Robert's idea of getting the best agents in all of the major markets, and by best meaning not just production, but the ones that are known to be collaborative, to work with each other, to work well with others, to be respected in the industry, to not just with clients and with other agents and companies. And that is novel thinking in the real estate industry. It's always been just numbers. It didn't matter what your personality was. If you were a horrible person to work with or whatever, if you had big numbers, anybody would bring you in and fight to get you. And Robert's
Yeah,
idea
if you were a top producer, you basically, you know,
to go in there. Yeah.
and I guess maybe a little dirty little secret that we should share too is that the brokerage is actually it's I don't know, urban myth, urban legend, whatever, that top brokerages actually lose money on their top their number one top producing agents because they have to give them so much to keep them. So it's actually agents number, you know, the second 10, the second 10 percentile that actually makes the brokerage profitable. And those are and you tell a story of a company that should go nameless of an agent that was being recruited by Compass, who made the decision to come to Compass. In his old company, when they found out that he was leaving, you should tell this story, Wes, about they offered him 100% commission, right?
Mhm.
So the company was taking nothing on his transactions. Plus, they were offering a $500,000 bonus to him if he would stay.
Right.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
And it's like it didn't even really make any kind of business sense. And in spite of that, he made the decision to come to Compass because he saw that Compass had a different, well, what do I want to say?
Well, for him, he said it was like, you know, that was just more of an indication that it was a sinking ship that he was getting off of. And he would have had to have stayed committed to that company for some period of time to take the $500,000 in cash, obviously, and didn't want to make that commitment to stay there. But yeah, for me, the idea that that it's about culture and collaboration, that was a really novel idea in the real estate industry. And the fact that I think that more than anything is what's made Compass what it is and why it's paid off in this way to in such a short amount of time to kind of sweep the country and then already be outselling all of these, you know, mega corporations. So that was the most moving part to me.
No, absolutely. Well, I think it's interesting. We even had an email from Robert this morning. Actually, I don't know if you had a chance to see that, about some top producers in a different market actually are sharing a system that they have for referring, because we're nationwide now. Yeah, we are able to refer business to other parts of the country, and I think it's pretty amazing. I think that there is this perception in the industry that that we as individual agents tend to compete with each other, and we have proprietary systems and proprietary things that we do that we don't share with other people. And that is absolutely not the case in Compass. I mean, these top producers, Wes and I are on calls every week with top producers in the San Francisco Bay Area or on the East Coast, who are sharing their secrets to how they do their business and how they build their business and how they different things that they use to connect with their clients. So, I mean, I know it's made me a better agent, and I'm just thrilled to be part of the culture and part of a collaborative collaboration and part of the team.
Yeah, I feel the same, especially on Tuesdays and Thursdays when we get off of the 6 a.m.ers call, and it's such a incredible group around the country, and yeah, everybody's helping each other, collaborative, you know, all part of the Compass culture or whatever. And it's
well, and I think that the truth of the matter is the way our industry has evolved since I was a new agent, for example, is that we do we have become, at least at the Compass level. I can't speak for other companies and so much, but or the industry as a whole, but definitely at Compass, we are there for our clients, and where it's not just about the transaction, it's about the relationship, it's about what's best for the client, how can we best serve the client. It's not necessarily about how can I make the deal, how can I make the most money on this deal or whatever. I mean, you and I are probably infamous for doing things that maybe don't make a business sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Anyway.
It was in some ways the news was surprising, in other ways it wasn't, but
I think it's just an affirmation of
exactly.
Of Robert's strategy. And I think we should mention Robert is a young man. He's in his early 40s. He was raised by a single mom who was a real estate agent, which is why he has a passion, I think, for helping agents and understands how hard they work and whatnot. So he actually wrote a book came out last year, right, in 2021, telling his story, and it's called No One Succeeds Alone. It's quite inspiring. If it's something that you'd be interested in, we'd be, just reach out to us. We'd be happy to have Amazon send you a copy of it, because we're proud. We're proud of our company. We're proud of our founder, and love to get the word.
Explains the principles that he founded the company on, and that we strive to live by. So it's a good story.
Yeah. Anyway, so the other thing I thought about is it's Restaurant Week, right, in Chicago?
You mean Restaurant Weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, Restaurant Week is back, right?
I think they're up to 17 days now. So.
Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. So it's nice to have Restaurant Week come back, huh?
Yeah. I don't even know. Did they have it during COVID and just did like delivery or something?
I don't think there was I think this is the first time we've had a Restaurant Week since we locked down. I mean, normally there would have been, Restaurant Week is usually like in February, like sometime in February. So we might have had Restaurant Week in 2020, but then of course lockdown right after. So there was
so the Oscars and Restaurant Week has been permanently pushed back.
Yeah, I watched about an hour of the Oscars. Did you watch? Yeah, did you watch the
didn't.
Oscars last night?
I didn't.
No, I didn't see. I didn't see Will Smith smack Chris Rock, but I'm not surprised. He kind of Chris Rock is offensive so many times. I thought some of the humor was a little over the top. It was a little offensive, but I guess that's not just Chris Rock, but some of the MCs. I mean, some of their.
Ready to smack them?
I wasn't ready to smack them, but I would think people in the audience would be offended. I mean, they were taking very personal digs at people, which surprised me a little bit. I don't know. But they seem to be getting into that more and more, right? Over in the last couple of years, they've gotten into that a little more.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen it in a while, quite honestly. I may have seen bits and pieces, but
well, that's what I said to Bob. I said, every year it comes up and it's like, you know what, we haven't seen any of the shows. I don't know most of the young actors. I don't watch the programs. Of course, these are the movies, not the TV shows, but I mean, I'm not dialed into that culture. So I always kind of feel like, what are we going to watch it for? But somehow we always end up watching. Bob actually stayed up and watched the whole thing. I said, I watched about an hour. I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. It was cool though. The deaf guy that won Best Supporting Actor, he got up and gave his acceptance speech, and they had an interpreter who, as he was signing, the interpreter. Did you ever see West Wing where Marlee Maitland was on, and she had an interpreter that kind of walked around with her? And
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, it was like that, and I was kind of impressed with the interpreter. I mean, he was so, it really felt like the guy was talking to you,
Yeah.
he wasn't just like saying, but he's very passionate and emotive and whatnot. No, it felt like the guy was actually talking to you.
Well,
So
that's cool.
I know. I mean, I think those interpreters are kind of amazing, but I suppose they probably have a symbiotic relationship with their interpreter, I would imagine. I don't know.
Probably so. Yeah.
Yeah.
for some time.
Anyway, it was a fun thing to do, but I went and read my books and got involved in that. So what do we got coming up for the next week?
Asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking
I
you.
don't know.
Yeah. You signed up for, we're finishing up 10 by 10. I have my last call today, but you're starting over again, right?
Yeah, it's not for a few weeks, but or a couple weeks or something. But yeah.
Are we gonna keep the call at 11, or is that gonna, I don't know, we'll have to maybe have to
Well,
change it with your schedule, huh?
It's up to you because I'm gonna keep the AEM call. He's the one that had to move it.
Oh, okay.
That was the issue. It wasn't
I
my,
don't know if I'm gonna keep that going or not. I mean, I don't know if I don't know. We haven't really talked about it. I have one more call with him on Thursday, I think, or Friday with my AEM. But I think he's kind of looking forward to winding down. I think he's
yeah,
a
I'm
bum.
sure. Yeah,
So, but I mean, I might take a couple weeks off and then pick it up with him again.
yeah.
Is that what
Okay.
you're gonna do, or you're just gonna keep straight on, huh?
I think I'll probably just, because I was already doing it weekly anyway, so.
Well, I was too before the 10 by 10, but
Yeah.
I think I feel like we need a break. So anyway, all right. Well, it's sunny and cold here in beautiful Chicago, and stay warm. I guess it's going to be another cold spring, but at least the sun is shining. So
All right, well, have a good day.
bye bye.
Bye.